The universe guides you toward greatness through one fundamental principle. Imagination creates reality. This is not poetry or metaphor, but the most practical of all practical facts. The world you perceive externally is nothing more than your own consciousness pushed out. Every circumstance, every person, every detail of your life exists first within you before it manifests without. Tonight, I wish to impress upon you that the universe, that infinite intelligence some call God, is not separate from you, directing your path from afar. Rather, it is your own wonderful human imagination, that divine faculty within you that creates and sustains all that you experience. Your imagination is God in action, and through its proper use you manifest greatness beyond measure. Consider for a moment what imagination truly is. It is not idle fantasy or wishful thinking. It is the very substance of reality, the creative power through which all things are made. When you imagine, you are literally tuning into the frequency of creation itself. You are participating in the divine act of bringing forth worlds. Now, listen carefully, for what I am about to tell you contradicts everything you have been taught about causation. You have been told that what you observe in the outer world is the cause of your inner states. That poverty causes you to feel poor, that illness causes you to feel unwell, that loneliness causes you to feel unloved. This is entirely backward. Your inner states, your assumptions, your dominant feelings, these are the causes of all outer conditions. The universe guides you by responding unerringly to your state of consciousness. If you persist in the feeling of being wealthy, the outer world must reshape itself to match that inner conviction. If you dwell in the assumption of perfect health, your body will conform. If you live from the state of being deeply loved, relationships will transform, or new ones will appear to reflect that state. This is law, as certain as gravity. It cannot fail, for consciousness is the only reality, and all else is merely its shadow. The outer world has no choice but to mirror faithfully what you hold to be true in consciousness. This is how the universe guides you, not by external signs or omens, but by the perfect correlation between your inner and outer worlds. Now, many of you sit here tonight wondering, if this is true, why have my dreams not manifested? Why does greatness elude me? The answer is both simple and profound. You have not yet fully occupied the state of consciousness that corresponds to your desire. You visit it occasionally in imagination, but you do not live there. You do not sleep in that state night after night, feeling its reality so intensely that experience anything else would seem impossible. Let me share with you the perfect technique for manifesting greatness. Before you sleep each night, bring your attention completely to the end, the fulfillment of your desire. See it not as something that will happen in some vague future, but as something that has already happened. Feel the satisfaction, the relief, the joy of attainment. Ask yourself, how would I feel if my desire were already a fact? Then capture that feeling and fall asleep in it. In that drowsy state between waking and sleeping, your conscious mind relaxes its guard, and your subconscious becomes impressionable. What you impress upon it then must objectify in your world. This is not suggestion or self-hypnosis in the ordinary sense. This is entering the state of the wish fulfilled, and your subconscious mind, which is God in you, will move heaven and earth to externalize that state. Remember always that creation is finished. All possible states exist now. You do not create your desired state. You simply select it by occupying it in imagination. When you enter a state in consciousness, you automatically create a bridge of incidents that will lead to its physical expression. The universe guides you unfailingly along this bridge. I recall a young woman who attended my lectures years ago. She desired to be married to a specific man, but he showed no interest in her. Night after night, she fell asleep feeling the wedding ring on her finger, hearing friends congratulate her, feeling the presence of her husband beside her in bed. Within 3 months, against all outer evidence, that very man proposed to her. The universe guided her by responding to her dominant state of consciousness. Now, some will say this is mere coincidence. Others will claim she somehow influenced the man psychologically. Both miss the point entirely. She did not change the man, she changed herself. In changing her concept of self, seeing herself as the beloved wife rather than the ignored admirer, she entered a new relationship with the entire universe, including that man. He had no choice but to play the part assigned to him in her revision of self. This brings us to another crucial aspect of how the universe guides you. It responds not to your desires, but to your concept of self. You may desire wealth fervently, but if you maintain a self-concept of one who struggles financially, your desire will be frustrated. The universe guides you according to who you believe yourself to be. Therefore, the greatest act of manifestation is the transformation of your self-concept. When you truly know yourself to be great, greatness must follow, as surely as night follows day. This is not egotism or delusion. It is aligning with your divine nature. For you are not merely a human being seeking spiritual experience. You are a spiritual being having a human experience. Let us explore this further. The self-concept is formed of your habitual thoughts and feelings about yourself. These thoughts are often so deeply ingrained that you accept them without question. I am unlucky. I am not creative. Success is difficult for me. These are not facts, they are assumptions. And all assumptions can be changed through the conscious use of imagination. Revise your self-concept by mentally constructing scenes that imply you are who you wish to be. If you wish to be wealthy, create a scene where you are discussing your financial abundance with a friend. Make it brief, make it natural, but most importantly, make it imply the fulfillment of your desire. Repeat this scene until it feels more real than its absence. The universe guides you through the law of assumption. Whatever you assume to be true, consciously or unconsciously, will harden into fact in your experience. This is why casual negative assumptions are so dangerous. When you say nothing ever works out for me, you are instructing the universe to ensure exactly that outcome. Your word, your assumption, is quite literally your wand of fulfillment. Now let me address something that troubles many seekers. The matter of effort. There is a prevailing belief that manifestation requires strain, visualization exercises, or patience repeated thousands of times. I tell you, the universe guides you not through effort, but through the intensity of your conviction. One moment of complete acceptance is worth more than years of trying. The feeling is the secret. When you capture the feeling of your wish fulfilled and persist in it, you have found the secret of manifestation. The feeling is both the means and the end. Feel wealth, and you will be wealthy. Feel health, and you will be healthy. Feel love, and you will be loved. The universe responds not to your words or actions, but to your dominant feeling tones. Consider a man who desires promotion at work. He may affirm daily that he deserves advancement. He may visualize sitting in the executive office. But if his feeling tone is one of unworthiness or anxiety, these will be the seeds that bear fruit. Instead, let him capture the feeling of satisfaction that would be his upon achieving the promotion. Let him feel the handshakes of congratulation, the pride in telling his family, the confidence as he occupies his new position. This feeling, persisted in, will draw to him the circumstances necessary for its fulfillment. The universe guides you by responding to your emotional states. Emotion is energy in motion, the propelling force behind manifestation. Your desires will manifest not when you want them most desperately, but when you feel most naturally that they are already yours. This brings us to another critical point. Manifestation occurs most readily in the absence of desperation. When you need something so badly that you are consumed by the need, you are actually affirming its absence. You are declaring to the universe, I do not have this, and my happiness depends upon getting it. This state of consciousness can only produce more of its own lack. Instead, cultivate a state of grateful acceptance. Even before your desire appears physically, thank the universe for its fulfillment. Live in the calm certainty that what you have assumed in consciousness must objectify. This attitude of relaxed confidence is magnetic to your good. I once knew a man who had been unemployed for months. He came to me in desperation, having tried everything to secure work. I instructed him to fall asleep each night, as though he were returning from a satisfying day at a wonderful job. Not visualizing the specific employer, but feeling the satisfaction of meaningful work and financial security. Within 2 weeks, he received 3 job offers, one of which was far better than anything he had previously imagined possible. The universe guided him not through his frantic search, but through his assumption of employment as an already established fact. Now, there is another aspect of universal guidance that is often overlooked, the matter of timing. Many abandon their manifestation practices because their desires do not materialize on their preferred schedule. They fail to understand that the universe operates according to divine timing, not human impatience. When you plant a seed in the ground, you do not dig it up every day to check its progress. You water it, you provide the conditions for growth, and you trust in the natural process of germination. So it is with your desires. Plant them in consciousness through the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Then allow the universe to bring them to fruition in its perfect timing. This requires faith, not blind faith in an external power, but faith in the law of consciousness itself. It requires knowing that what is impressed in consciousness must express. There is no question of if, only when, and the when is determined not by calendars and clocks, but by the intensity and persistence of your assumption. Let me share with you now one of the most powerful manifestation techniques I have ever discovered: revision. The past exists only in memory, and memory can be altered through the conscious use of imagination. If today has brought disappointment or failure, revise it before you sleep. Replace the unwanted event with one that would have satisfied you. Feel the revised scene as vividly as you felt the original. This practice does something remarkable. It alters not just your memory, but the trajectory of your manifestation. For whatever you take with you into sleep impresses your subconscious mind, and your subconscious knows no difference between an actual event and one vividly imagined. By revising the day, you literally rewrite your past and consequently your future. I recall a businessman who had botched an important presentation, losing a significant contract. That night, instead of replaying the failure, he revised the scene. In imagination, he heard the client praising his presentation and eagerly signing the contract. He fell asleep in this assumption. 3 days later, the client called unexpectedly, saying he had reconsidered and wanted to move forward after all. This was not coincidence. This was the law of revision at work. The universe guides you to the principle of revision by allowing you to alter the past in consciousness, thereby changing the patterns that determine your future. Your past is simply your beliefs about what has occurred, and beliefs can be changed. Now, as we consider how the universe guides you to manifest greatness, we must address a fundamental truth. There is no one else. There is only consciousness expressing itself in myriad forms. What you see as separate individuals are really aspects of your own consciousness pushed out. This is not solipsism. It is the recognition that consciousness is the only reality, and your individual consciousness is one with the universal consciousness. This understanding transforms how you relate to others in your manifestation practice. You do not need to change others, you need only change your consciousness of them. As you revise your concept of another person, they must conform to your revised concept, not through manipulation, but through the law of consciousness. If there is someone in your life who seems hostile or uncooperative, do not try to change their behavior directly. Instead, create a scene in imagination where they are exactly as you would like them to be. Hear them saying the words you long to hear. Feel the satisfaction of harmonious interaction. Persist in this assumption, and they will change, not because you have controlled them, but because you have changed your consciousness of them. The universe guides you by reflecting back to you your consciousness of others. Everything and everyone in your world is yourself pushed out. Change yourself, your assumptions about your relationship with anything, and the thing itself must change. This brings us to perhaps the most profound aspect of universal guidance, the recognition that you are not manifesting things or conditions at all. You are manifesting states of consciousness. The outer world is a shadow, a reflection of inner states. When you truly grasp this, manifestation becomes effortless. Instead of struggling to change conditions, simply enter the state of consciousness that would be yours if conditions were already changed. Live from that state. Make it your dwelling place. The conditions must then rearrange themselves to match your new state of consciousness. I know a woman who desired financial freedom. Rather than focusing on specific dollar amounts or investment strategies, she cultivated the state of consciousness of one who is financially free. She felt the relief, the security, the generosity that financial freedom would bring. Within 6 months, through a series of events, that no one could have predicted, she received an inheritance, a promotion, and an investment opportunity that together created exactly the financial freedom she had assumed in consciousness. The universe guided her not to specific actions, but to the embodiment of a state from which the right actions naturally flowed. This is crucial to understand. Right action follows right consciousness. When you dwell in the consciousness of your wish fulfilled, you will be guided unerringly to take the actions that lead to its manifestation. Now let us address an aspect of manifestation that troubles many. What of those desires that seem impossible? What of physical healing when doctors have pronounced a condition incurable? What of financial abundance when one is deeply in debt? What of love when one has experienced nothing but rejection? I tell you this, nothing is impossible to the one who understands the law of consciousness. The word impossible exists only in the dictionary of fools. In consciousness, all things are possible. The universe guides you beyond seeming impossibilities by urging you to revise your concept of what is possible. When something appears impossible, it is not the thing itself that blocks you, it is your belief in its impossibility. Change the belief, and you change the outcome. This is not positive thinking. This is the recognition of the absolute malleability of reality in response to consciousness. Consider the biblical story of the centurion who came to Jesus seeking healing for his servant. Jesus offered to go to the servant, but the centurion replied, "Lord, I am not worthy that you should come under my roof. Just say the word and my servant will be healed." Jesus marveled at his faith, saying, "Go your way. As you have believed, so let it be done for you." And the servant was healed in that very hour. This story illustrates a profound truth. Healing, indeed, all manifestation, occurs not through external intervention, but through faith. And faith is nothing more than the unquestioning acceptance of a state as if it were already real. The centurion did not doubt. He knew that consciousness was the one and only reality. The universe guided him by responding to his conviction. So it is with you. Whatever you accept fully in consciousness must manifest in your experience. If it has not yet appeared, you have not yet fully accepted it. There remains some doubt, some contradiction in your consciousness that prevents its expression. The solution is not to try harder, but to achieve a deeper acceptance. Fall in love with the state of the wish fulfilled. Make it so natural, so much a part of you, that to experience anything else would seem strange. This complete naturalization of the state is the secret of effortless manifestation. Now, let me share with you what may be the most important insight of all. The universe guides you to greatness through self-love, not the narcissistic self-absorption that passes for self-love in popular discourse, but the profound recognition of your divine nature. When you truly love yourself, when you recognize yourself as the operant power, the God in action within your world, manifestation becomes as natural as breathing. For self-love creates a consciousness of worthiness, and the universe can give you only what you believe yourself worthy of receiving. Many seekers struggle with manifestation because at deepest level they do not believe themselves deserving of their desires. They may affirm abundance while unconsciously feeling unworthy of it. They may visualize perfect health while secretly believing they deserve illness as punishment for some past misdeed. These contradictions in consciousness must be resolved before manifestation can occur. The universe guides you by reflecting your self-concept with perfect accuracy. As you cultivate genuine self-love, not as a technique, but as the recognition of your true identity, your outer world must reflect that love back to you in countless forms. Practice seeing yourself through the eyes of love. Speak to yourself as you would to someone precious beyond measure. Forgive yourself completely for all perceived failures and shortcomings. As you do this, you raise your consciousness to a level where manifestation becomes spontaneous and joyful. I once counseled a woman who had spent decades trying various manifestation techniques without success. When we explored her consciousness, we discovered a deep-seated belief that she was fundamentally flawed and undeserving of good. This belief, operating beneath her conscious awareness, negated all her affirmations and visualizations. I instructed her to spend 30 days practicing radical self-love. Each night before sleep, she was to mentally review her day, blessing every aspect of herself, her body, her mind, her emotions, even her perceived failures. Within 2 weeks, she reported feeling lighter, more peaceful. By the end of the 30 days, manifestations began appearing in her life. Opportunities, relationships, resources that had previously been blocked by her self-rejection. The universe had been guiding her all along, reflecting her consciousness with perfect fidelity. As she changed her consciousness of self, the universe could at last deliver the greatness that had always been her birthright. Now, as we draw toward the conclusion of our discussion, let me emphasize a truth that many teachers of manifestation overlook. The purpose of manifestation is not merely the acquisition of things or experiences, but the expansion of consciousness. The universe guides you to greatness not so that you may accumulate possessions, but so that you may know yourself as the creator of your reality. Each desire fulfilled reveals more of your divine nature to you. Each manifestation confirms the law of consciousness and deepens your understanding of your true identity. This is the ultimate purpose of the manifestation process, self-realization. When you manifest from this understanding, your desires themselves transform. No longer do you seek things to fill a sense of lack. You manifest as a joyful expression of your abundance. No longer do you chase experiences to escape your present. You create as an extension of your fullness. This shift in consciousness, from manifesting to have, to manifesting to express, is the hallmark of spiritual maturity. The universe guides you to this maturity through the very process of fulfilling your desires. As you succeed in manifesting your wishes, you come to recognize the creative power that is your true essence. This recognition is the greatest manifestation of all. Let me leave you with this final thought. The universe, that infinite intelligence that pervades all things, guides you to greatness not through external signs or complicated rituals, but through the simple yet profound law of consciousness. What you are conscious of being, you must manifest. There is no exception to this law. Therefore, be conscious of greatness. Assume it, feel it, live from it now. Not as something to be achieved, but as the truth of who you already are. Fall asleep each night in the assumption of greatness fulfilled, and watch as the universe rearranges itself to express that greatness in your outer world. I am not asking you to believe me. I am asking you to test this law for yourself. For truth is never truly known until it is experienced. Take your most heartfelt desire, apply these principles faithfully for 30 days, and observe the results. The universe will guide you to the manifestation of that desire as surely as tomorrow's sun will rise. Remember always, imagination creates reality. Your consciousness is the one and only creative power. The universe guides you to greatness by responding precisely to your state of consciousness. Change your conception of self, and you change your world. Go now in the knowledge of your divine creative power. Go with the certainty that the universe guides you unfailing toward the expression of your greatness. Go in the awareness that the God of which I speak is your own wonderful human imagination, and through its conscious use, all things are possible to you. For the kingdom of heaven is within you, and the universe guides you to manifest that kingdom in all its glory, here and now, in your earthly experience. This is the promise. This is the law. This is the truth that sets you free. Imagine, if you will, that your current reality is like a garment you wear. It may feel comfortable, familiar, even inevitable. But I assure you, it is no more permanent or real than the clothes on your back. You can change it just as easily as you change your attire. The secret lies in your focus, in your ability to direct your attention and consciousness. As we step into 2025, I urge you to make a profound shift in your awareness. Instead of looking outward for validation, success, or happiness, turn your gaze inward. For it is within you that the true source of all creation lies. Your outer world is but a reflection of your inner state, a mirror of your consciousness. Now you might be wondering, Neville, how can focusing on myself change my reality? And therein lies the crux of our discussion today. Your consciousness, your awareness is the very substance of reality. When you change your concept of self, when you alter your inner world, the outer must conform to match this new inner conviction. You see, the world you experience is not happening to you. It is happening from you. Every circumstance, every event, every interaction in your life is a reflection of your inner state. These are not random occurrences, but the outpicturing of your assumptions, your beliefs, your focus. This is why many people find themselves stuck in patterns of lack, of struggle, of not enoughness. They have unknowingly been focusing on these very states, giving their attention to what they don't want rather than what they do want. They look to the outside world to dictate their inner state, not realizing that it works in precisely the opposite way. But here's the liberating truth. You have the power to choose where you place your focus. You have the ability to consciously direct your attention to cultivate a concept of self that aligns with your deepest desires. This, my friends, is the key to transforming your reality in 2025 and beyond. So how do we begin this process of focusing on ourselves? The first step is awareness. Become acutely conscious of where your attention currently resides. Notice how much of your mental energy is spent on external circumstances, on the opinions of others, on things beyond your control. Simply observing this without judgment is the first step towards change. Once you've become aware of your current focus, the next step is to consciously redirect it. This is where the real work begins. For the next year, I want you to make a commitment to focus primarily on your inner world, on your concept of self, on the person you wish to be. This doesn't mean you ignore your responsibilities or relationships. Rather, it means you approach them from a different perspective. Instead of allowing external circumstances to dictate your state of being, you choose your state first and then engage with the world from that chosen state. For example, if you desire success in your career, instead of focusing on the obstacles or competition, focus on embodying the state of a successful person. How would a highly successful individual in your field think? How would they carry themselves? How would they approach challenges? Assume this state in your imagination, feel its reality, and then act from this assumed state. Remember, it's not about pretending or faking it. It's about recognizing that the outer world is a reflection of your inner state. When you change your concept of self, when you focus on embodying the state of the person you wish to be, your outer world must reshape itself to match this new inner conviction. As you practice this new focus throughout 2025, you may find that your outer world begins to shift. Opportunities may arise that align with your new self-concept. People may respond to you differently. You may find yourself feeling more confident, more capable, more aligned with your desires. These changes may start small. A compliment from a colleague, a moment of unexpected clarity, a fortunate coincidence. Do not dismiss these as mere chance. They are the first fruits of your new focus taking root in the fertile soil of your consciousness. Now let us address a common challenge in this practice, the apparent contradictions of your senses. As you begin to focus on your desired self-concept, you may find that your current circumstances seem to contradict your new assumptions. How do you maintain your focus in the face of these seeming contradictions? This is where faith comes in. Not blind faith, but faith born of understanding. Understanding that your outer world is a reflection of your inner state. What you see around you is the result of past focus, past assumptions. It is like an echo of what you once believed. Your task now is to give more attention, more importance, more reality to your new concept of self than to these outdated circumstances. This practice requires mental discipline. It requires you to stand firm in your new assumptions, even when your senses argue against them. But remember, your senses only show you what has been, not what can be. Your imagination, informed by your new focus, shows you what will be. As you persist in maintaining this new focus on yourself, even in the face of contradictory evidence, you will begin to see changes in your outer world. These changes may start small, but they will grow. For you are planting new seeds in the garden of your mind, and these seeds must by natural law grow into the fruits of your new reality. Now let us delve deeper into the nature of this self-focus. When I speak of focusing on yourself, I am not referring merely to self-improvement or acquiring new skills, though these can be part of it. I am speaking of a deeper, more comprehensive form of self-awareness and self-creation. It involves the very way you perceive yourself, the stories you tell about who you are, and what is possible for you. For example, when you achieve a success, how do you interpret it? Do you see it as a fluke? Or do you recognize it as the natural expression of your innate abilities? When you face a challenge, do you see yourself as a victim of circumstance or as a creative force capable of finding solutions? These self-perceptions shape your reality. For the year 2025, I want you to consciously craft a concept of capability, of worthiness, of unlimited potential. See yourself as the person you aspire to be. Feel the reality of being that person. Live from that state of consciousness. If you desire financial abundance, see yourself as already wealthy. How would a wealthy person think? How would they approach decisions? Embody this in your consciousness. If you desire vibrant health, see yourself as the embodiment of vitality. How would such a person care for their body? How would they think about health and wellness? Let these thoughts inform your self-concept. Remember, this is not about denying your current reality. It's about choosing which aspect of reality you give your attention to. It's about focusing on the self you wish to be rather than the self you think you are based on past experiences. As you practice this new self-focus throughout 2025, you may find that your emotions begin to shift. You may feel more positive, more hopeful, more empowered. This emotional shift is crucial, for your emotions are the fuel that powers your manifestations. When you combine your new self-concept with positive emotions, you create a powerful vibration that attracts circumstances and experiences that match it. This is the law of attraction in action, but it goes beyond mere positive thinking. It is about aligning your entire being, your thoughts, your feelings, your very sense of self, with the reality you wish to create. Now, let us address another important aspect of this practice, persistence. Changing your focus, shifting your self-concept, is not a one-time event. It is an ongoing process, a new habit that you must cultivate throughout 2025. You must be vigilant. You must catch yourself when you slip into old patterns of thought and consciously choose to refocus on your desired self-concept. This persistence is crucial because your subconscious mind learns through repetition. The more consistently you focus on your desired self-concept, the more deeply it will be impressed upon your subconscious mind. And as these new patterns take root in your subconscious, they will begin to manifest in your outer world with increasing speed and ease. But what of those moments when doubt creeps in, when fear arises, when the old self-concept tries to reassert itself? These moments are inevitable, especially in the beginning of your practice. Do not be discouraged by them. Instead, see them as opportunities to strengthen your new self-concept. When doubt arises, do not fight it. Fighting against a thought only gives it more power. Instead, gently but firmly return to your new self-concept. Remind yourself that what you see around you is the past. Your new focus is creating your future. This brings us to another crucial aspect of this practice, the concept of living in the end. Living in the end means assuming the feeling of your wish fulfilled of already being the person you aspire to be. It's not enough to think about your desired self-concept. You must live from it, feel it as a present reality. For example, instead of saying, I will be successful, say and feel, I am successful. Everything I touch prospers. Instead of saying, I will be healthy, say and feel, I am the embodiment of vibrant health and vitality. Speak and feel as if your desired self-concept is already realized, for in the realm of your imagination it is. This may feel strange at first, even false, but remember, you are not lying to yourself. You are choosing to focus on a different aspect of reality, the reality of your imagination, which is just as real, just as valid as the reality of your physical senses. As you practice living in the end, through your new self-concept, you may find that your actions naturally align with your new assumptions. You may find yourself making decisions, taking steps that move you closer to your desires. This alignment of inner state and outer action is powerful. It creates a momentum that propels you towards the realization of your goals. Now let us explore the role of gratitude in this process of self-focus. Gratitude is not just a pleasant emotion, it is a powerful creative force. When you feel grateful for your desired self-concept, as if it were already realized, you align yourself with the frequency of its fulfillment. Throughout 2025, make gratitude a central theme in your self-focus. Feel appreciation for the person you are becoming, for the opportunities that are unfolding, for the growth you are experiencing. Even if your current circumstances seem challenging, find aspects of your desired self to be grateful for. For gratitude, like your self-concept, shapes your perception and thus your reality. As you cultivate this attitude of gratitude in your self-focus, you may find that more things to be grateful for begin to appear in your life. This is not coincidence. It is the law of attraction at work, bringing you more of what you focus on and appreciate. Now let us address the importance of self-love in this practice of focusing on yourself. Many of us have a habit of harsh self-criticism, of focusing on our perceived flaws and shortcomings. For 2025, I challenge you to shift this focus. See yourself with the same love, the same compassion, the same unconditional acceptance that you would offer to someone you deeply care about. When you make a mistake, instead of berating yourself, focus on your capacity for growth and learning. Say to yourself, I am constantly evolving and improving. Every experience contributes to my growth. When you face a challenge, encourage yourself. Say, I have infinite resources within me. I am capable of overcoming any obstacle. This self-love is not selfishness. It is not ego. It is recognizing your own divine nature, your own inherent worthiness. And as you focus on yourself with love and respect, you will find that the world begins to reflect this back to you. For the world is yourself pushed out, and it can only give you what you give yourself in your own consciousness. As we continue our exploration of focusing on yourself in 2025, let us consider the power of your imagination. Your imagination is not a frivolous faculty for daydreaming. It is the very workshop in which you create your reality. When you imagine yourself as the person you wish to be, when you see yourself living the life you desire, you are experiencing that reality at the level of cause. Throughout 2025, I urge you to use your imagination deliberately and consistently. Set aside time each day to see yourself vividly as the person you aspire to be. Engage all your senses in this imaginative act. See yourself in detail, hear the congratulations and admiration of the others. Feel the emotions of success and fulfillment. Make this imagined reality so vivid, so real, that when you open your eyes, you carry with you the conviction of its truth. Remember, to your subconscious mind, there is no difference between a vividly imagined experience and a physical one. By repeatedly imagining your desired self-concept, you are impressing it upon your subconscious mind as a reality. And your subconscious mind, being the faithful servant it is, will work tirelessly to bring this imagined reality into physical manifestation. Now, let's address the role of action in this process, self-focus. Some people strikingly focusing on themselves means they can simply imagine their desired reality and then sit back and wait for it to magically appear. This is not the case. Action is crucial, but it must be inspired action that flows naturally from your new self-concept. As you focus on embodying your desired state of being, you will find yourself naturally inspired to take actions that align with this new self. These actions will not feel forced or stressful. They will feel natural, even inevitable. For example, if your desired self-concept is that of a successful entrepreneur, you may find yourself naturally drawn to networking events, inspired to learn new business skills, or motivated to refine your product or service. These actions flow from your new self-concept rather than from a place of lack or struggle. This is a crucial distinction. When you take action from a place of lack, trying to get what you desire, you are actually affirming the assumption of not having it. But when you take action from the assumption of already being your desired self, you open yourself to infinite possibilities for its expression and expansion. So in 2025, do not neglect action, but ensure that your actions are aligned with and flowing from your new self-concept. Let your inner state guide your outer actions rather than hoping your actions will create your desired state of being. As we near the end of our discussion, let us reflect on the profound implications of this practice of focusing on yourself. By consciously choosing your self-concept, by directing your focus inward rather than outward, you are not just changing your thoughts or behaviors, you are reshaping your entire reality. You are stepping into your power as a creative being, as the author of your own life story. Remember, the world you see around you is not separate from you. It is the outpicturing of your consciousness, of your self-concept and beliefs. By changing how you see yourself, by focusing on the self you wish to be, you change the very foundation of your reality. So for 2025, be vigilant. Be conscious. Choose your self-concept with care and intention. Focus on yourself with love, with encouragement, with faith in your own divine nature and limitless potential. See yourself as already being the person you aspire to be. And as you do this, watch how your perception begins to shift. Watch how opportunities begin to arise. Watch how your reality begins to reshape itself to match your new self-concept. For this is the law of your being. What you assume and feel to be true about yourself must be reflected in your outer world. But remember, this is not about forcing change through sheer will. It is about allowing change through alignment. Alignment of your thoughts, your feelings, your very sense of self with the reality you wish to create. It is about entering into the feeling of your wish fulfilled and allowing the universe to orchestrate the means of its realization. As you embark on this year of focusing on yourself, know that you are embarking on a journey of self-discovery and self-creation. You are stepping into your power as a conscious creator of reality. You are aligning yourself with the infinite creative power of the universe. And know this, 2025 is just the beginning. It is the seed from which a new way of being can grow. As you experience the power of focusing on yourself to shape your reality, you may find this practice naturally extending beyond the year. You may find it becoming a new way of life, a new way of relating to yourself and to the world around you. So go forth with this knowledge. Apply these principles in your daily life. Be aware of your self-concept, of where you place your focus, for it is shaping your reality in every moment. Choose it consciously, choose it wisely. See yourself with love, with faith, with the conviction that you are a divine being capable of creating any reality you can imagine.
And remember, persistence is key. The world you see around you is the result of habitual thoughts and self-concepts. As you persist in your new focus on yourself, as you consistently embody your desired state of being, your world must reshape itself to match this new inner reality.
You have within you the power to create the life you desire. You are limited only by your ability to imagine and to feel the reality of your desired self. Embrace this truth. Live from this understanding and watch as your world transforms around you, reflecting the newfound mastery of your creative consciousness. Thank you, and may your journey of self-focus in 2025 be filled with joy, wonder, and the thrill of manifesting your deepest desires. As we conclude, let us reflect on the transformative power of focusing on yourself. This practice is not about selfishness or isolation, but about recognizing that you are the center of your universe, the creator of your reality. By directing your attention inward, by consciously shaping your self-concept, you set in motion a chain of events that will reshape your entire world. Remember, every great change in the outer world begins with a change in your inner world. As you focus on embodying your desired state of being throughout 2025, you may face challenges and doubts. These are not obstacles, but opportunities to strengthen your new self-concept. Embrace them with the knowledge that each challenge overcome is a step closer to the full realization of your desired reality. In your journey of self-focus, be patient with yourself. Change does not always happen overnight. Just as a seed needs time to grow into a mighty tree, your new self-concept needs time to fully manifest in your outer world. Trust in the process, have faith in the law of your being, and know that as you persist in your new focus, your reality must conform to it. As you move through 2025, let every experience, every interaction, every moment be an opportunity to reinforce your new self-concept. See everything as a reflection of your inner state and use it to deepen your conviction in your desired reality. Remember, the outer world is not the cause of your experience, but the effect of your consciousness. In closing, I urge you to approach this practice of self-focus with joy and excitement. You are embarking on the greatest adventure possible, the journey of self-creation. Enjoy the process of becoming the person you aspire to be. Revel in the power of your imagination to shape your reality. Celebrate each manifestation, each synchronicity, as confirmation of your creative power. Go forth into 2025 with the knowledge that you are the author of your life story. Focus on writing a story of joy, of success, of fulfillment. For as you do, you not only transform your own life, but contribute to the elevation of all consciousness. Your self-realization is a gift to the world. May your focus in 2025 reveal to you the infinite potential that lies within you. And may you use this potential to create a life beyond your wildest dreams. Remember, the only limits that exist are those you accept in your own consciousness. So focus on transcending all limits, on embodying your highest self, and watch as your world transforms to reflect the magnificence of your true being.
Close your eyes for a moment. Take a deep breath. Now ask yourselves, who am I truly? In the silence that follows, what answers arise? Are they limited to your name, your job, your relationships, or do you sense something deeper, vaster, more profound? You see, each of us carries within an immense power, a force so potent it can reshape our entire existence. Yet for most, this power lies dormant, untapped, waiting to be awakened. Today, we stand at the threshold of unleashing this inner strength, of forging the strongest mindset imaginable. Think back to a time when you felt truly alive, unstoppable, Perhaps it was achieving a long-held goal, overcoming a seemingly insurmountable obstacle, or experiencing a moment of pure, unadulterated joy. In those precious instances, you glimpsed your true potential. You touched the edge of your inner power. But what if I told you that those moments weren't fleeting exceptions, but rather glimpses of your natural state? What if that sense of limitless potential was available to you at every moment, in every breath? The truth is, we've been conditioned to believe in our limitation. From childhood, we're taught to fit into boxes, to conform to societal norms, to temper our dreams. We're told what's realistic and what's not. But who decides these boundaries? Who determines what's possible? The answer, my friends, is you. You alone hold the key to unlocking your inner strength, to building an unshakable mindset. And today we begin that journey together. Consider for a moment the nature of reality itself. Science tells us that at the quantum level, particles can exist in multiple states simultaneously. They only collapse into a single state when observed. What if our lives, our experiences of very reality, worked in a similar way? What if the act of observation, our focus, our beliefs, our assumptions shape the world around us? This isn't mere philosophical musing. It's a principle that has been understood by great minds throughout history. The power of consciousness to shape reality has been a cornerstone of both ancient wisdom and cutting-edge science. But how does this translate to our daily lives? How can we harness this understanding to build the strongest mindset? It begins with a fundamental shift in perspective. Instead of seeing yourself as a passive observer in life, recognize that you are the creator of your experience. Your thoughts, your beliefs, your assumptions, these are the building blocks of your reality. Think about it. Have you ever noticed how two people can experience the same event entirely differently? One sees opportunity where another sees obstacle. One finds joy where another finds frustration. The external circumstances haven't changed. What's different is the lens through which they're viewed. This is the first key to awakening your inner strength, recognizing the power of your perspective. Your mindset isn't just a passive reflection of your circumstances. It's an active force shaping those very circumstances. But recognition alone isn't enough. To truly build the strongest mindset, we must learn to consciously direct this power. We must become deliberate creators of our experience. This brings us to the concept of conscious assumption. The idea is simple yet profound. Assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled. In other words, instead of hoping for a desired outcome, live as though it's already your reality. Does it sound too good to be true? Perhaps. But I challenge you to test it for yourself. Just start with something small. Maybe you want to have a great day tomorrow. Tonight as you lie in bed, don't just hope for a good day. Assume it. Feel the satisfaction, the joy, the accomplishment of having had an amazing day. Let that feeling permeate your being. You might be surprised at how your experience shifts to match that assumption. You'll find yourself more alert to opportunities, more resilient in the face of challenges, more appreciative of the good moments. Your assumption becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. As you practice this with smaller things, you'll build the confidence to apply it to bigger goals, deeper transformations. You're not just changing your thoughts. Let's be clear, it isn't about denial or toxic positivity. It's not about ignoring challenges or pretending everything is perfect. Rather, it's about recognizing that your response to circumstances is within your control, and that this response shapes your experience and outcomes. Have you ever had a day where everything seemed to go wrong from the moment you woke up? Maybe you overslept, spilled coffee on your shirt, got stuck in traffic. By midday, you're convinced it's just one of those days. And sure enough, more frustrations seem to pile up. Now imagine the same string of events, but with a different mindset. You oversleep, but feel grateful for the extra rest. The coffee spill becomes an opportunity to practice patience and problem solving. The traffic gives you time to listen to an audiobook or enjoy some music. Suddenly, the whole tenor of the day shifts. This is the power of your mindset in action. It's not that challenges disappear. It's that you develop the strength to meet them differently. But how do we cultivate this strength consistently? How do we build a mindset that doesn't crumble in the face of setbacks or doubts? It begins with understanding the nature of thought itself. Our minds are constantly buzzing with thoughts, some supportive, some critical, some completely random. Many of us make the mistake of identifying fully with these thoughts, believing that we are our thoughts. But you are not your thoughts. You are the awareness behind the thoughts. This distinction is crucial. It means that you have the power to observe your thoughts without being controlled by them. Try this exercise. For the next minute, simply observe your thoughts without engaging with them. Don't try to change them or judge them. Just watch them come and go like clouds passing through the sky. What did you notice? Perhaps you saw how quickly thoughts can change, how one leads to another. Perhaps you experienced moments of quiet between thoughts. Most importantly, you likely realize that there's a part of you, an observer, that remains constant amidst the changing thoughts. This observer is the seat of your inner strength. It's the part of you that can choose which thoughts to engage with and which to let pass. As you develop this capacity, you gain immense power over your mental state. But observation is just the beginning. The next step is to actively cultivate thoughts that support your strongest mindset. This isn't about forced positive thinking. It's about aligning your thoughts with your deepest truths and highest aspirations. Start by identifying the core beliefs that support your ideal mindset. What would you need to believe about yourself and the world to embody your strongest self? Perhaps it's, I am capable of handling any challenge that comes my way, or every experience contributes to my growth and success. Once you've identified these core beliefs, make them the foundation of your mental diet. Feed your mind with thoughts, ideas, and experiences that reinforce these beliefs. Be vigilant about the media you consume, the conversations you engage in, the internal dialogue you allow. Remember, your mind is like a garden. The thoughts you nurture are the seeds that will grow and bear fruit in your life. Choose wisely what you plant and tend. As you cultivate supportive thoughts, you will likely encounter resistance. Old habits of thinking, deeply ingrained limiting beliefs. These don't disappear overnight. This is where the real work of building a strong mindset begins. When you encounter a limiting belief or a negative thought pattern, don't fight it. Fighting only gives it more energy. Instead, observe it with curiosity. Where did this belief come from? Is it truly yours or something you've inherited from others? Most importantly, is it serving your highest good? Once you've examined the belief, you can choose to release it. This isn't about forcing it away, but about gently letting it go, replacing it with a more empowering perspective. For example, if you catch yourself thinking, I'm not good enough, pause. Observe the thought. Then consciously choose a new perspective. I am constantly growing and improving. Feel the difference between these two states. Which one empowers you to take positive? As you practice this, you'll find your mindset becoming more resilient, more adaptable. You're no longer at the mercy of every passing thought or emotion. You're cultivating the ability to choose your mental state consciously. But a strong mindset isn't built in isolation. It's forged through action, through engagement with the world. As you work on your internal landscape, it's crucial to put your newfound strength into practice. Set challenges for yourself. You step out of your comfort zone regularly. Each time you face a fear, overcome an obstacle, or try something new, you're reinforcing your empowering beliefs. You're proving to yourself that you are indeed capable, resilient, and strong. Remember, the goal isn't to avoid discomfort or difficulty. A truly strong mindset doesn't shy away from challenges. It welcomes them as opportunities for growth. Each obstacle becomes a chance to flex your mental muscles, to demonstrate your inner strength. As you continue this practice, you'll notice a profound shift. Challenges that once seemed overwhelming now feel manageable. Goals that once felt out of reach now seem attainable. You're not just thinking differently. This is the power of awakening your inner strength. It's not about becoming someone new. It's about uncovering who you've always been beneath the layers of conditioning and limiting beliefs. Imagine living each day from this place of inner power. Imagine approaching every situation with the unshakable knowledge that you have the strength to handle it. Imagine the goals you could achieve, the impact you could make, the life you could create. This isn't just a fantasy. It's the reality that awaits when you commit to building the strongest mindset. It's available to you right now in this very moment. As we conclude this exploration of awakening your inner strength, I invite you to take a moment. Close your eyes again. Take a deep breath. Now ask yourself once more, who am I truly? Listen closely to the answer that arises. Feel the vastness of your potential, the depth of your inner strength. This is your true self, waiting to be fully expressed in the world. The journey of building the strongest mindset is ongoing. But it's a daily practice, a moment-by-moment choice. But with each choice, each action aligned with your highest self, you're creating a life of power, purpose, and profound fulfillment. You have within you everything you need to create the life you desire. The power is yours. The time is now. Are you ready to awaken your inner strength and build the strongest mindset imaginable? As we continue our exploration of building the strongest mindset, we find ourselves at a crucial juncture. We've awakened to the immense power within us, recognizing that our thoughts and beliefs shape our reality. Now, we turn our attention to the practical tools and techniques that will allow us to harness this power fully, reshaping our mental landscape into one of unshakable strength and limitless potential. Consider for a moment the state of your current mental terrain. What thoughts dominate your inner dialogue? What beliefs form the foundation of your worldview? Are these serving your highest good, propelling you toward your grandest vision for your life? Or are they holding you back, keeping you tethered to old limitations and fears? The truth is, for many of us, our mental landscape has been shaped unconsciously. We've absorbed beliefs from our environment, bringing our experiences in both positive and negative. But here's the empowering reality, because this landscape was shaped. It can be reshaped. You have the power to consciously cultivate a mental environment that nurtures your growth, supports your dreams, and amplifies your inner strength. At the heart of this transformation lies a profound principle. The law of assumption. This law states that our outer world is a reflection of our inner assumptions. In other words, what we consistently assume to be true becomes our reality. It's not just about positive thinking or wishful daydreaming. It's about a fundamental shift in how we perceive ourselves in the world around us. Think about it this way. Have you ever noticed how your expectations often become self-fulfilling prophecies? If you assume a social interaction will be awkward, you might become tense, leading to the very awkwardness you feared. Conversely, if you assume it will be enjoyable, you're likely to be more relaxed and open, creating a positive experience. This principle extends far beyond social situations. It applies to every aspect of our lives, our careers, our relationships, our health, our sense of purpose and fulfillment. The assumptions we hold shape our actions, our perceptions, and ultimately our outcomes. So how do we harness this powerful law to reshape our mental landscape? It begins with conscious, deliberate assumption. Instead of passively accepting the thoughts and beliefs that arise, we actively choose the assumptions that align with our desired reality. This might sound challenging at first. After all, we've been deeply conditioned to focus on what's realistic or probable based on past experiences. But remember, what's realistic is simply what we've been conditioned to believe is possible. By changing our assumptions, we expand the realm of what's possible for us. One powerful technique for putting the law of assumption into practice is visualization. This isn't mere daydreaming. It's a deliberate, focused practice of experiencing your desired reality in your mind's eye. Choose a goal or desire you have. It could be a professional achievement, a personal transformation, or a life circumstance you want to manifest. Now close your eyes and create a vivid mental scene of this desire fulfilled. See it in rich detail. Engage all your senses. What do you see? What do you hear? Most importantly, allow yourself to feel the emotions you would experience if this were your current reality. Feel the joy, the satisfaction, the sense of accomplishment or peace. Hold this scene and these feelings for several minutes. As you practice this regularly, you're doing more than just visualizing. You're actually rewiring your brain to align with this new reality. You're creating new neural pathways that support your desired outcome. You're shifting your baseline assumptions about what's possible for you. But visualization alone isn't enough. To truly reshape your mental landscape, you need to carry this assumed state into your daily life. This is where the real transformation occurs. Throughout your day, consciously choose thoughts and actions that align with your visualized reality. Speak as though your desire is already fulfilled. Make decisions from the perspective of the person who has already achieved this goal. Allow the feelings from your visualization to infuse your everyday experiences. At first, this might feel like you're pretending or faking it till you make it. But remember, you're not trying to fool anyone. You're aligning your entire being, your thoughts, emotions, and actions with your desired reality. You're living from the state of the wish fulfilled. As you practice this, you will likely encounter resistance. Old thought patterns, doubts, and limiting beliefs may surface. This is natural and even necessary. It's an opportunity to identify and transform these obstacles. When you notice a limiting belief or negative thought pattern, don't fight it. Instead, observe it with curiosity. Ask yourself, is this true? Is this serving my highest good? What would I need to believe instead to support my desired reality? Then consciously choose a new, empowering belief. For example, if you catch yourself thinking, I'm not qualified enough for this opportunity, you might choose to believe, I am constantly growing and learning. I have unique value to offer. Remember, beliefs are simply thoughts we've thought repeatedly until they feel true. By consistently choosing new, empowering thoughts, you can create new beliefs that support your strongest mindset. Another powerful tool for reshaping your mental landscape is affirmations. These are positive statements that reinforce your desired reality. The key to effective affirmations is to phrase them in the present tense as though they're already true, and to infuse them with feeling. For instance, instead of saying, I will be confident, say, I'm confident. Feel the truth of this statement in your body. Allow the emotion of confidence to fill you as you speak these words. Use affirmations throughout your day, especially in moments when you need to reinforce your new mental state. Speak them aloud when possible, allowing the sound of your own voice affirming your power to resonate within you. As you work with these tools, visualization, conscious assumption, belief transformation, and affirmations, you're not just changing your thoughts. You're literally rewiring your brain. Neuroscience has shown that our brains are incredibly plastic, constantly forming new neural connections based on our experiences and focus. By consistently directing your focus toward your desired reality, you're strengthening the neural pathways that support this new state. Over time, what once felt like a stretch becomes your new normal. Your expanded sense of possibility becomes your default assumption. But building the strongest mindset isn't just about positive thinking or visualization. It's also about developing mental resilience. the ability to maintain your chosen state even in the face of challenges or setbacks. This is where the practice of detachment comes in. Detachment doesn't mean not caring about outcomes. Rather, it means not allowing external circumstances to dictate your internal state. It's about maintaining your chosen assumptions regardless of what's happening around. Think of it this way. If you're visualizing and assuming a state of financial abundance, and then you receive an unexpected bill, how do you respond? Do you immediately fall back into a scarcity mindset, or do you maintain your assumption of abundance, trusting that solutions will present themselves? Attachment allows you to hold steady in your chosen state, even when the external world hasn't yet caught up. It's the understanding that your internal state creates your reality, not the other way around. Practicing detachment might involve observing challenging situations without immediately reacting to them. It might mean choosing to focus on the lessons and growth opportunities and setbacks rather than seeing them as failures. It's about maintaining an unwavering faith in your vision. As you cultivate this detachment, you'll find your mental resilience growing stronger. Challenges that once would have derailed you for days now become mere blips on your radar. You're no longer at the mercy of external circumstances. You're anchored in your own inner strength. Another crucial aspect of reshaping your mental landscape is the company you keep, both externally and internally. Surround yourself with people who support your growth, who believe in your potential, who inspire you to reach higher. Seek out mentors, either in person or through books and other media, who embody the mindset you're cultivating. Equally important is the internal company you keep, the voices you allow in your head. Be vigilant about your self-talk. Would you speak to a loved one the way you sometimes speak to yourself? If not, it's time to change that inner dialogue. Cultivate an inner voice that is supportive, encouraging, and empowering. When you face challenges, let this voice remind you of your strength and resilience. When you achieve successes, let it celebrate you fully. Become your own biggest cheerleader and strongest advocate. As you reshape your mental landscape using these tools, you'll likely notice changes not just in your internal state, but in your external reality as well. Opportunities may seem to arise more frequently. Challenges may resolve more easily. You might find yourself achieving goals Remember, this isn't magic or coincidence. It's the natural result of aligning your entire being, your thoughts, feelings, and actions with your desired reality. You're no longer working against yourself with conflicting thoughts and beliefs. You're harnessing the full power of your consciousness to create the life you desire. But here's a crucial point. Don't become attached to specific outcomes. The goal isn't to control every aspect of your external reality. Rather, it's to create an internal state of such strength and alignment you can navigate any external circumstance with grace and power. Your reshaped mental landscape isn't about forcing the world to conform to your wishes. It's about creating an internal environment so rich, so empowering, that you can find opportunity in any situation, growth in any challenge, and joy in any circumstance. As we near the end of this exploration of tools for transforming your mental landscape, take a moment to reflect on how far you've come. Think about the person you were when we began this journey. How has your perception shifted? How has your sense of what's possible for you expanded? Remember, reshaping your mental landscape is an ongoing process. It's not about reaching a final destination, but about continually expanding your capacity for growth, joy, and fulfillment. Each day presents new opportunities to apply these tools, to strengthen your mindset, to align more fully with your highest vision for yourself. The power to create the life you desire has always been within you. Now, armed with these tools for transformation, you're ready to wield that power consciously and deliberately. You're ready to step fully into your strength, to embody your potential, to live from a place of unwavering inner power. As we move forward, we'll explore how to integrate this transformed mindset into every aspect of your life. Truly living from the end result you desire. The journey continues and your greatest self awaits. What would your life look like if you had already achieved your deepest desires? How would you carry yourself? What thoughts would occupy your mind? How would you interact with the world around you? These questions bring us to the heart of our expert acts living from the end. We've awakened to the power within us and equipped ourselves with tools to reshape our mental landscape. Now, we're poised to take the final, transformative step, embodying our ideal self in every moment, living as though our desires are already fulfilled. This concept of living from the end is more than a mere technique. It's a complete paradigm shift in how we approach life and manifestation. Instead of striving towards a future goal, we bring that future into our present reality through our thoughts, feelings, and actions. Consider the moment you're living from the end of something. Right now, you're living from the end of reading these words, of breathing your last breath, of making your last decision. Your current state is the result of all your past thoughts, beliefs, consciously choosing the end you're living from. You take control of shaping your reality. But what does it truly mean to live from the end? It's about aligning your entire being, your thoughts, emotions, and actions with the reality you desire to create. It's about embodying your ideal self, not in some distant future, but right here, right now. Think of a goal you're currently working towards. Maybe it's a career advancement, a personal transformation, or a life circumstance you want to change. Now, instead of seeing this as something to achieve in the future, imagine it's already your reality. How does that version of you think? How does it feel? How does it act? This isn't about pretending or deceiving yourself. It's about recognizing that the person capable of achieving that goal already exists within you. By embodying that version of yourself now, you're not waiting for external circumstances to change you. You're initiating that change from within. Living from the end requires a fundamental shift in your perception of time. Most of us have been conditioned to see time as linear, past, present, future. But what if all time exists simultaneously? What if your future self is as real and present as your current self? Quantum physics suggests that time isn't as fixed or linear as we perceive it. At the quantum level, particles can exist in multiple states simultaneously until observed. What if our consciousness works similarly? What if, by shifting our focus, we can tune into different timelines? This perspective allows us to access the consciousness of our ideal self, the self that has already achieved what we desire. From this vantage point, we can draw upon the wisdom, confidence, and capabilities of that self. But how do we practically apply this concept in our daily lives? It begins with a conscious decision to live each day as though your desire is already fulfilled. This goes beyond positive thinking or affirmations. It's about fully embodying the state of your wish fulfilled. Start your day by connecting with your ideal self. Before you even open your eyes in the morning, feel the satisfaction, joy, and gratitude of living your desired reality. Allow these emotions to permeate your being. This sets a tone for your entire day, aligning you with the frequency. How would my ideal self approach this situation? Whether you're facing a challenge at work, interacting with loved ones, or making decisions about your health or finances, view each moment through the lens of your ideal self. This doesn't mean ignoring your current circumstances or responsibilities. Rather, it's about bringing the wisdom and perspective of your ideal self to your present situation. It's about making choices aligned with where you're going, not just where you are. For instance, if your goal is to become a successful entrepreneur, how would a successful entrepreneur handle the challenges you're facing? How would they approach networking opportunities? How would they manage their time and resources? By embodying these traits now, you're not just preparing for success, you're actively creating it. Living from the end also involves aligning your environment with your desired reality. Look around your physical space. Does it reflect the life of your ideal self? Make changes, even small ones, to bring your surroundings into alignment with your vision. This might involve decluttering to create a sense of space and possibility. It might mean upgrading certain aspects of your life, your wardrobe, your workspace, your daily routines to match the standards of your ideal self. These external changes reinforce your internal shift, creating a feedback loop of positive transformation. Another crucial aspect of living from the end is how you speak about yourself in your life. Your words are powerful creators of your reality. Speak as though your desire is already fulfilled. Instead of saying, I want to be confident, say, I am confident. Instead of, I hope to achieve success, say, I am successful. This isn't about denying your current reality, but about aligning your speech with your desired state. It might feel uncomfortable at first, even inauthentic. But remember, you're not lying to yourself or others. You're speaking from the perspective of your ideal self, the self that already exists within you. As you practice living from the end, you'll likely encounter moments of doubt or disbelief. This is natural. Your old patterns of thinking and being will resist this new way of living. When this happens, don't fight against these thoughts. Instead, observe them with compassion and curiosity. Remind yourself that doubt is just a thought, not a reality. It's a remnant of your old self, the self that believed in limitations and scarcity. Gently but firmly choose to align with your new reality. Reaffirm your commitment to living from the end. Persistence is key in this process. Living from the end isn't a one-time event. It's a continuous choice. Each moment presents an opportunity to align with your ideal self or to fall back into old patterns. Choose alignment again and again until it becomes your natural state of being. This persistence requires faith. Not blind faith, but faith born of understanding. Faith in the power of your consciousness to shape your reality. Faith in the inherent abundance of the universe. Faith in your own infinite potential. Cultivate this faith by studying the experiences of others who have successfully applied these principles. Read their stories, learn from their journeys. But more importantly, become a living testament to these truths through your own experiences. Start with small manifestations. Choose something you'd like to experience. Perhaps a specific interaction, a small windfall, or a pleasant surprise. Live from the end of having received this. Feel the gratitude, the joy, the satisfaction. Then watch how reality aligns to bring this experience into your life. As you accumulate these experiences, your faith will grow. You'll begin to trust more deeply in your power to create your reality. This growing faith will enable you to tackle bigger goals, to dream even larger dreams, knowing that you have the power to bring them into manifestation. Living from the end also involves a shift in your relationship with time. Many of us live in a state of constant rushing, always feeling like there's not enough time. But your ideal self, the self that has already achieved your desires, lives in a state of timelessness. This self knows that everything unfolds in perfect divine timing. Practice entering this state of timelessness. When you feel rushed or pressured, pause. Take a deep breath. Connect with your ideal self, the self that exists beyond the constraints of time. From this perspective, feel the peace of knowing that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. This doesn't mean becoming passive or neglecting your responsibilities. Rather, it's about bringing a sense of ease and flow to your actions. It's about trusting in a perfect unfolding of your desires while taking inspired action from a place of alignment. As you continue to live from the end, you'll notice a profound shift in how you handle challenges and setbacks. Your ideal self, already living in the reality of your fulfilled desire, sees obstacles not as roadblocks, but as opportunities for growth and realignment. How would my ideal self approach this? Would they panic and give up? Or would they calmly look for solutions, trusting in their ability to overcome any obstacle? By viewing challenges through this lens, you transform them from threats to your desire into stepping stones towards its fulfillment. You begin to welcome challenges, knowing that each one brings you closer to fully embodying your ideal self. Living from the end also involves a shift in your relationships. As you embody your ideal self, you'll naturally attract people and circumstances that align with this new vibration. You might find that some relationships fall away while new, more aligned ones take their place. Don't resist this natural evolution. Trust that everyone in your life is playing their perfect role in your journey. Some are there to support your growth, others to challenge you, and some to show you what you no longer align with. Approach each interaction from the perspective of your ideal self. How would they communicate? How would they set boundaries? How would they express love and appreciation? By doing so, you elevate not just yourself, but everyone around you. As you continue to live from the end, you'll find that your desires themselves begin to evolve. What once seemed like ultimate goals now become stepping stones to even grander visions. This is the beauty of living from the end. It continually expands your sense of what's possible. Allow yourself to dream bigger. Your ideal self isn't confined by societal norms or past limitations. This self knows that the only limits are those you choose to believe in. As you release these self-imposed limitations, watch how your vision for your life expands. Remember, living from the end isn't about reaching a final destination. It's about continually evolving, continually expanding your capacity for joy, love, abundance, and fulfillment. It's about aligning more and more fully with your highest self, your truest potential. As we near the conclusion of our exploration, take a moment to reflect on the journey we've taken together. We began by awakening to the power within us, recognizing that our thoughts and beliefs shape our reality. We then equipped ourselves with tools to reshape our mental landscape, to consciously choose the assumptions that support our desired reality. Now, we've embraced the transformative practice of living from the end, embodying our ideal self in every moment. We've learned to align our thoughts, feelings, and actions with the reality we desire to create. We've discovered how to navigate challenges, relationships, and the passage of time from this empowered perspective. But this isn't the end of your journey. It's just the beginning. Each day presents new opportunities to deepen your practice, to align more fully with your ideal self, to expand your vision of what's possible for your life. Remember, you are the author of your reality. You have within you everything you need to create the life you desire. By living from the end, by embodying your ideal self now, you step into the full power of your creative consciousness. So I ask you, who would choose to be today? What reality will you embody? The power is yours. The time is now. Step fully into your strength, your potential, your ideal self. Live from the end and watch as your grandest visions become your lived reality. Your journey of transformation continues, moment by moment, choice by choice. Embrace it fully, knowing that with each step, you're not just creating your future, you're living it now.
Imagine, if you will, that you are standing before a vast, intricate tapestry. This tapestry represents your life woven with threads of various hues and textures. Each thread symbolizes a choice, a decision, an action you have taken. Some threads shimmer with golden light, representing moments of clarity and right action. Others may appear dull or tangled, reflecting times when you've strayed from your true path. Now I want you to realize a profound truth. You are the weaver of this tapestry. With every thought, every belief, and every action you add to this magnificent work of art. The question that we must ask ourselves is this: are we weaving our tapestry with intention and purpose, or are we allowing external forces to guide our hand? To focus on yourself is not an act of selfishness, as some might believe. Rather, it is the highest form of responsibility. For how can you serve the world? How can you uplift others if you yourself are not standing on solid ground? How can you offer light if your own flame flickers weakly in the wind of others' opinions and expectations? Let me share with you a fundamental principle that has the power to transform your life. The outer world is a reflection of your inner state. Everything you see, everything you experience, is a manifestation of your consciousness. This means that to change your world, you must first change yourself. This, my dear friends, is why focusing on yourself is not just important, it is essential. But what does it truly mean to focus on yourself? It means to turn your attention inward to become intimately acquainted with the landscape of your mind and the longings of your heart. It means to observe your thoughts, to question your beliefs, and to align your actions with your highest ideals. Imagine for a moment that your mind is a garden. In this garden grow the flowers of your desires, the trees of your long-held beliefs, and yes, sometimes the weeds of doubt and fear. To focus on yourself is to become the diligent gardener of this inner landscape. It is to nurture the plants that bring beauty and fruit to your life, and to uproot those that drain your energy and cloud your vision. Now let us turn our attention to the second part of our theme, choose the right thing to do. This, my friends, is where the true art of living lies. For life presents us with countless choices every day, from the seemingly insignificant to the profoundly life-altering. How do we navigate this sea of possibilities? How do we discern the right path among the many that stretch before us? The answer lies not in some external set of rules or societal expectations. No, the answer lies within you. It is found in the still, small voice of your intuition, in the quiet whispers of your heart. To choose the right thing is to align your actions with your true self, with the highest version of who you are meant to be. Consider for a moment the last time you made a decision that felt truly right. Perhaps it was a choice to pursue a passion, to help someone in need, or to stand up for what you believe in. Recall the sense of alignment, the feeling of rightness that accompanied that choice. That, my dear listeners, is your inner compass guiding you towards your true path. But here's a truth that many find uncomfortable. Sometimes the right thing to do is not the easy thing to do. Sometimes it requires courage, sacrifice, or stepping into the unknown. This is where many falter, where many choose the comfortable wrong over the difficult right. Yet, I tell you this, every time you choose the right thing, even when it's hard, you are weaving a golden thread into the tapestry of your life. You are strengthening your character, expanding your consciousness, and aligning yourself more closely with your divine purpose. Let me share with you a powerful technique to aid you in making right choices. When faced with a decision, close your eyes and imagine yourself having made each possible choice. See yourself living with the consequences of each decision. How do you feel in each scenario? Which version of yourself stands taller, shines brighter? This exercise harnesses the power of your imagination to guide you towards the right path. Remember, your imagination is not mere fantasy. It is the creative force of the universe expressing itself through you. By imaginatively experiencing the outcomes of your choices, you are tapping into a wisdom far greater than mere logic or reason. Now, some of you might be thinking, but Neville, how can I focus on myself when I have so many responsibilities, so many people depending on me? To you, I say this. By focusing on yourself, by choosing the right thing to do, you become more capable of fulfilling those responsibilities, more able to support those who depend on you. Imagine a mighty oak tree. Its branches reach out, providing shade and shelter to many creatures. But what allows the oak to offer this support? It is its deep, strong roots, anchoring it firmly in the earth, drawing nourishment from the soil. You, my friends, are like this oak. By focusing on yourself, by nurturing your roots, you become strong enough to support not just yourself, but all those around you. Let us delve deeper into this concept of choosing the right thing to do. It's essential to understand that the right thing is not always clear-cut or universally defined. What is right for one person may not be right for another. The key lies in aligning your choices with your true self, your highest ideals, and your deepest values. Consider the story of a young artist I once knew. She had a secure job in a corporate office, one that provided financial stability and societal approval. Yet, every day she felt a part of herself wither away. The right choice for her was to leave that job and pursue her art full-time. To many, this seemed irresponsible, even foolish, but for her, it was the only path that allowed her to be true to herself. This brings us to an important point. Choosing the right thing often requires us to silence the noise of external expectations and societal conditioning. It demands that we tune in to our own inner voice, our own inner knowing. Imagine, if you will, that you are standing in the center of a great amphitheater. The seats are filled with all the people in your life, family, friends, colleagues, even strangers whose opinions you've internalized. They're all shouting their advice, their expectations, their judgments. Now, in the midst of this cacophony, can you hear your own voice? Can you discern your own true desires and values? This, my friends, is the challenge we face. To focus on ourselves and choose the right thing, we must learn to quiet this external noise. We must create space for silence, for introspection, for communion with our higher selves. But how do we do this in a world that seems to demand our constant attention and reaction? The answer lies in the power of your imagination and the practice of what I call mental dieting. Just as you are careful about what you put into your physical body, be vigilant about what you allow into your low intellectual emotional. Choose carefully what you read, what you watch, what conversations you engage in. Surround yourself with influences that uplift and inspire you, that remind you of your highest potential. Most importantly, practice the art of mental rehearsal each night as you lay in bed. Instead of rehashing the events of the day or worrying about tomorrow, use your imagination to rehearse being the person you aspire to be. See yourself making choices aligned with your highest self. Feel the satisfaction and joy of living true to your values. This mental rehearsal is not mere daydreaming. It is the active shaping of your consciousness, and therefore the shaping of your future experiences. For remember, the outer world is but a reflection of your inner state. Now, let us address a common misconception. Some believe that focusing on oneself and choosing the right thing to do is a one-time decision, a single moment of clarity and commitment. But I tell you this, it is a continuous process, a moment-by-moment choice to align with your highest self. Imagine you are sailing a ship across a vast ocean. Your destination, your vision of your ideal self and life is the North Star guiding your journey. But the journey itself is not a straight line. There are winds and currents that may push you off course. The act of focusing on yourself and choosing the right thing is the constant adjustment of your sails, the vigilant steering that keeps you moving in the right direction. There will be times when you lose sight of your star, when the skies are clouded by doubt, fear, or external pressures. In these moments, remember this, the star has not disappeared. It is always there, even when you cannot see it. Your task is to keep faith, to hold steady, and to wait for the clouds to part. This brings us to a crucial aspect of focusing on yourself and choosing the right thing, the power of persistence. The right path is not always the easy path. It may require you to face your fears, to step out of your comfort zone, to stand firm in the face of opposition. Consider the life of any great individual who has made a significant impact on the world. Whether it's an artist who revolutionized their field, a scientist who made groundbreaking discoveries, or a leader who fought for justice and equality. Their paths were rarely smooth or straightforward. They faced setbacks, criticism, and moments of doubt. But they persisted. They remained focused on their vision, on their inner knowing of what was right. You, my dear listeners, have this same power within you. The power to persist, to keep choosing the right thing, even when it's difficult, even when you can't yet see the results of your choices. But persistence does not mean rigid stubbornness. It does not mean clinging to a path that your heart tells you is no longer right. True persistence is coupled with flexibility and wisdom. It's the ability to adjust your course as you grow and evolve, while always moving towards your highest vision of yourself. Now let us explore another vital aspect of focusing on yourself and choosing the right thing, the practice of self-reflection. In the hustle and bustle of daily life, it's easy to lose touch with ourselves, to act on autopilot, reacting to circumstances rather than consciously choosing our path. Self-reflection is the antidote to this unconscious living. It is the practice of regularly turning our attention inward, of examining our thoughts, feelings, and actions with honesty and compassion. Imagine you are standing before a clear, still lake. The surface of the lake is like a perfect mirror, reflecting the sky and the surrounding landscape. This lake represents your consciousness. When it's cluttered with the debris of unchecked thoughts and emotions, its surface becomes turbulent, the reflection distorted. But when you take the time to still your mind, to clear away the mental clutter, your consciousness becomes like the calm lake, perfectly reflecting your true self and the world around you. Set aside time each day for this practice of self-reflection. It could be through meditation, journaling, or simply sitting in quiet contemplation. Ask yourself, are my actions aligned with my values? Am I making choices that serve my highest good and the good of others? What fears or limiting beliefs are holding me back from choosing the right path? This practice of self-reflection is not about judgment or self-criticism. It's about gaining clarity, about becoming intimately acquainted with the landscape of your own mind and heart. For how can you choose the right thing if you don't truly know yourself? As you engage in this practice, you may uncover aspects of yourself that you've been avoiding or denying. You may find old wounds that need healing, limiting beliefs that need challenging. This, my friends, is the gold hidden within the challenge of focusing on yourself. For in facing these shadowy aspects, in bringing them into the light of your awareness, you reclaim parts of yourself that have been lost or suppressed. Imagine each of these realizations, each moment of self-discovery as a key. These keys have the power to unlock doors within you, doors to greater authenticity, to deeper self-love, to more aligned choices. Now let us turn our attention to another crucial aspect of choosing the right thing, the cultivation of wisdom. Wisdom is not the same as knowledge. One can accumulate vast amounts of information without gaining true wisdom. Wisdom is the ability to see clearly, to discern truth from illusion, to understand the deeper currents of life. How do we cultivate this wisdom? It begins with openness. Openness to new ideas, to different perspectives, to the possibility that what we currently believe may not be the whole truth. It requires a willingness to question our assumptions, to look beyond the surface of things. Imagine your mind as a vast library. Each book in this library represents a belief, an idea, a perspective you hold. To cultivate wisdom is to regularly browse through this library, to take books off the shelves and examine them with fresh eyes. Some books you may choose to keep, finding that they still hold truth and value for you. Others you may decide to discard, realizing they no longer serve you. And always you remain open to adding new books, new ideas that expand your understanding. This cultivation of wisdom is essential in choosing the right thing to do. For the right choice is not always the obvious one, not always the one that aligns with conventional wisdom or societal expectations. Sometimes the right choice requires us to see beyond appearances, to understand the deeper implications of our actions. Consider the parable of the Chinese farmer. When his horse ran away, his neighbor said, "What bad luck." The farmer replied, "Maybe when the horse returned, bringing with it a wild horse." The neighbor said, "What good luck?" The farmer replied, "Maybe when the farmer's son broke his leg trying to ride the wild horse." The neighbor said, "What bad luck?" The farmer replied. "Maybe when war broke out and the son was spared from conscription due to his broken leg." The neighbor said, "What good luck?" And again, the farmer replied, "Maybe." This parable illustrates the wisdom of suspending judgment, of recognizing that we often cannot see the full implications of events or choices in the moment. It teaches us to approach life with openness and equanimity, to trust in a larger process even when we can't see where it's leading. This brings us to another crucial point in focusing on yourself and choosing the right thing: the importance of trust. Trust in yourself, in your inner guidance, and in the unfolding of life itself. Many of us have been conditioned to doubt ourselves, to look outside for validation and direction. We've been taught to trust experts, authorities, societal norms more than our own inner knowing. But I tell you this, within you is a wisdom that surpasses all external knowledge. It is the wisdom of your higher self, your connection to the divine source of all creation. Trusting this inner wisdom doesn't mean ignoring external information or advice. It means filtering everything through your own discernment, your own felt sense of truth. It means being willing to stand in your truth even when it goes against the grain of popular opinion. Imagine you are standing at a crossroads. There are signposts pointing in different directions, each claiming to show the right way. There are voices all around you, some encouraging, some warning, each offering their opinion on which path you should take. But in the midst of all this, there is a quiet voice within you, a feeling and a knowing pointing you in a particular direction. Trusting yourself means having the courage to follow that inner guidance, even if you can't rationally explain why it feels right. This trust is not built overnight. It is cultivated through practice, through small acts of faith in yourself. Each time you honor your inner knowing, each time you choose to do what feels right despite doubts or external pressure, you strengthen this trust. You weave a stronger connection to your higher self. Now, as we focus on ourselves and strive to choose the right thing, it's crucial to address the role of forgiveness, both of others and, perhaps more importantly, of ourselves. For many of us, the path of self-focus and right action is hindered by the weight of past mistakes, regrets, and perceived failures. Imagine you are carrying a heavy backpack filled with stones. Each stone represents a past action you regret, a choice you had made differently, a moment when you feel you failed to do the right thing. How can you move forward freely? How can you make clear choices for your highest good when you're weighed down by this burden? Forgiveness is the act of emptying this backpack. It's not about condoning harmful actions or denying the impact of past choices. Rather, it's about releasing the emotional charge, the self-judgment that keeps you tethered to the past. To forgive yourself is to recognize that you, like all humans, are on a journey of growth and learning. Every choice you've made, even those you now regret, has served a purpose in your evolution. Each mistake has been a teacher, offering valuable lessons that have shaped who you are today. Engage in this practice, close your eyes and imagine yourself standing before a younger version of you. The you who made those choices you now regret. Look at this younger self with compassion. Recognize the limitations of knowledge, awareness, or circumstances that influence those choices. Now extend forgiveness to this younger self. Feel the lightness, the release that comes with this forgiveness. Remember, focusing on yourself and choosing the right thing is not about achieving perfection. It's about continuous growth, about making conscious choices aligned with your highest self in each moment. And this process includes forgiving yourself when you fall short, when you temporarily lose your way. This practice of self-forgiveness opens the door to greater self-love and self-acceptance. And from this place of self-love, you are far more capable of making choices that truly serve your highest good and the good of others. Now, let us delve into another crucial aspect of focusing on yourself and choosing the right thing, the power of your words. The words you speak, both to others and in the privacy of your own mind, are far more than mere sounds or symbols. They are creative forces that shape your reality. Imagine that every word you speak is like a seed planted in the fertile soil of the universe. The thoughts and emotions attached to these words are like the water and sunlight that nourish these seeds, causing them to grow and bear fruit in your life. Are you planting seeds of positivity, of growth, of love? Or are your words sowing doubt, limitation, and fear? Pay close attention to your habitual phrases, to the way you talk about yourself and your life. Are you constantly affirming your capabilities, your worthiness, your worthiness to choose wisely and act rightly? Or do you often engage in self-deprecation, in expressions of doubt or unworthiness? This awareness of your words extends to your inner dialogue as well. The conversations you have with yourself in the privacy of your mind are perhaps the most powerful of all. For these are the words that shape your deepest beliefs about yourself and your place in the world. Practice speaking to yourself with kindness, with encouragement, with unwavering faith in your ability to focus on what truly matters and to choose the right path. When you catch yourself in negative self-talk, gently but firmly redirect your thoughts. Replace phrases like I can't or I'm not good enough with empowering alternatives. I am capable of growth and learning, or I trust in my ability to make wise choices. This mindful use of language is not about denial or forced positivity. It's about consciously choosing words that align with your highest vision of yourself. Words that support your growth and empower your choices. Consider this: if you had a young child who looked up to you for guidance and support, how would you speak to them? Would you constantly criticize their efforts, doubt their abilities, or remind them of past mistakes? Of course not. You would encourage them, believe in their potential, and guide them with love and patience. Extend this same compassionate, nurturing speech to yourself. As you cultivate this positive self-talk, you'll find that focusing on yourself becomes easier. The voice of your higher self guiding you towards right action becomes clearer and stronger. Your ability to choose the right thing, even in challenging circumstances, is enhanced. Now let us explore another vital element in this journey of self-focus and right action: the power of your environment. Just as a plant is influenced by the soil in which it's planted, the air it breathes, and the light it receives, you too are profoundly affected by your surroundings. Your environment includes not just your physical space, but also the people you interact with, the media you consume, the activities you engage in. All of these factors contribute to shaping your thoughts, your emotions, and ultimately your choices. Take a moment to assess your current environment. Does it support your highest vision of yourself? Does it encourage you to focus on what truly matters and to make choices aligned with your values? Or does it distract you, drain your energy, or pull you towards choices that don't serve your highest good? Remember, you have the power to shape your environment. You can choose what you allow into your physical and mental space. This doesn't mean isolating yourself or avoiding all challenges. Rather, it means being intentional about what and who you surround yourself with. Seek out environments that inspire you, that remind you of your potential. Surround yourself with people who believe in you, who encourage your growth, who respect your journey of self-discovery and right action. Engage in activities that energize you, that connect you more deeply with your true self. If you find that certain elements of your environment are not supporting your highest good, have the courage to make changes. This might mean setting boundaries with certain individuals, changing your habits of media consumption, or even making significant life changes like switching careers or moving to a new location. Creating an environment that supports your focus on yourself and your commitment to choosing the right thing is not a selfish act. By cultivating an environment that brings out the best in you, you become better equipped to contribute positively to the world around you. Imagine you are a musical instrument. Your environment is like the space in which you're played. A noisy, chaotic space filled with discordant sounds would make it difficult for your true melody to be heard. But in a space designed for acoustic perfection, your music can resonate clearly and beautifully. By consciously creating an environment that supports your growth and aligned choices, you allow your unique music, your gifts, your purpose, your right actions to resonate more powerfully in the world. As we continue on this exploration of focusing on yourself and choosing the right thing, let us delve into the power of intention. Intention is like the rudder of a ship. It determines the direction of your journey. Without clear intention, we risk drifting aimlessly, our choices guided by momentary impulses or external pressures rather than our deeper truth. Setting intentions is not the same as setting goals. While goals are focused on specific outcomes, intentions are about who you want to be, how you want to show up in the world. They are guiding principles that inform your moment-to-moment choices. Take a moment now to connect with your deepest intentions. What qualities do you wish to embody? How do you want to interact with the world and those around you? What impact do you wish to have? Let these intentions become a compass for your choices and actions. For example, you might set the intention to approach each interaction with compassion, to make choices that honor your physical and mental well-being, or to act with integrity, even when it's challenging. These intentions then become filters through which you can evaluate your choices. When faced with a decision, you can ask yourself, does this align with my intentions? Does it support who I want to be? Remember, intentions are not rigid rules, but flexible guides. They allow for adaptation to different situations while keeping you aligned with your core values and aspirations. By regularly connecting with and reaffirming your intentions, you strengthen your ability to focus on what truly matters to you and to consistently choose actions that are in harmony with your highest self. Now let us address a common challenge in the journey of self-focus and right action: the fear of judgment or disapproval from others. Many of us have been conditioned to seek external validation, to make choices based on what we think others expect or desire from us. This can lead us away from our true path, from the choices that are genuinely right for us. Imagine you are an actor on a stage, constantly adjusting your performance based on the reactions of the audience. This might lead to a crowd-pleasing show, but would it be an authentic expression of your art? Would it allow you to fully embody the character you're meant to play? To truly focus on yourself and choose the right thing, you must be willing to step off this stage of others' expectations. You must be willing to face the possibility of disapproval or misunderstanding from those around you. This doesn't mean disregarding others' feelings or perspectives entirely. It means recognizing that you cannot control others' thoughts or reactions, and that your primary responsibility is to be true to yourself and your own inner guidance. Practice seeing others' judgments or disapproval not as a reflection of your worth or the rightness of your choices, but as a reflection of their own perspectives, fears, and limitations. Their reactions say more about them than about you. Moreover, consider this: by having the courage to focus on yourself and make choices aligned with your highest truth, you give others permission to do the same. You become a living example of authenticity and integrity, inspiring others to connect with their own inner guidance. As we near the conclusion of our exploration, let us turn our attention to the profound impact that focusing on yourself and choosing the right thing can have on the world around you. There's a beautiful paradox at play here. By turning your focus inward, by prioritizing your own growth and alignment, you actually expand your capacity to positively influence the world. Imagine you are a lighthouse on the shore. Your light doesn't push or pull the ships in the sea. It doesn't judge which ships are worthy of guidance. It simply shines steady and true, offering illumination to all. By focusing on keeping your own light bright and clear, you provide a beacon that can guide countless others. This is how your journey of self-focus and right action affects the world. As you align more fully with your highest self, as you make choices from a place of inner truth and integrity, you naturally radiate an energy that uplifts and inspires others. Your actions, flowing from this place of alignment, contribute to the well-being of those around you and to the world at large in ways you might not even be aware of. Moreover, as you strengthen your ability to focus on yourself and choose rightly, you become better equipped to be of service to others. Your increased self-awareness allows you to recognize when you're truly able to help and when you might be overstepping or enabling unhealthy patterns. Your clearer connection to your own inner wisdom enhances your ability to offer meaningful support and guidance to others when appropriate. Remember, the world doesn't need more people who sacrifice their own well-being in a misguided attempt to please others or meet external expectations. The world needs individuals who are committed to their own growth, who are brave enough to walk their unique path, who choose to act from a place of authenticity and higher purpose. As we bring this discourse to a close, I invite you to see the journey of focusing on yourself and choosing the right thing as a sacred responsibility. It is not always an easy path. It requires courage, persistence, and a willingness to face your own shadows. But it is a path that leads to true fulfillment, to a life lived in alignment with your highest potential. Every time you choose to turn your attention inward, to listen to your own inner wisdom, you are engaging in an act of self-love and self-respect. Every time you make a choice that aligns with your deepest values, even when it's difficult, you are contributing to the evolution of your own consciousness and, by extension, the consciousness of the world. So, my dear friends, I challenge you to commit fully to this journey. Embrace the practice of self-reflection. Cultivate unwavering self-trust. Speak words of power and positivity. Create an environment that supports your growth. Set clear intentions, and above all, have the courage to be true to yourself, to choose what is right for you, even in the face of external pressures or temporary discomfort. Remember, you are not just a passive observer of your life. You are the author, the artist, the creator. With every thought, every word, every action, you are shaping your reality. By focusing on yourself and consistently choosing the right thing, you are not just changing your own life, you are contributing to the transformation of the world. Go forth with the knowledge that within you lies infinite potential. Trust in your ability to discern the right path. Have faith in the process of your own unfolding, and know that as you commit to this journey of self-focus and right action, you are playing your unique and vital role in the grand tapestry of existence. May your path be illuminated by the light of your own inner wisdom. May you find the strength to remain true to yourself, even in the face of challenges. And may your choices, flowing from your deepest truth, create ripples of positive change that extend far beyond what you can see or imagine. Thank you for your attention, for your willingness to engage in this exploration of self-focus and right action. May you carry these words not just in your mind, but in your heart, allowing them to guide you towards a life of greater authenticity, purpose, and fulfillment.